And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is Monday, April 23rd, and we got some good weather, a little bit cooler coming up this week, and a little more of that kind of June gloom fog in the mornings. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today, we have Jules Zalon is here from Third Mutual. A lot of different things he's going to talk about. One of them is the shepherd's crook that are going on parts of the wall, particularly along Ridge Route. We're going to talk about bluebird boxes, all kinds of different things. Also, the mayor, Carol Moore, is here today. They had their city council meeting last week. She couldn't come on Friday because she was at the senior summit. So we'll talk about both the city council and we'll probably touch on the summit as well. Then we have Eric Willery on. He is the current Orange County Auditor Controller. He is also running for that position once again. So we're going to find out what an auditor controller does and how it benefits Orange County. And it's a very, I was reading up on it, it's very interesting what that office does and why he is running again as well. We're also going to bring you a segment from wrestling. Now, meetings go today. You know what? Oh, there it is. I'm looking at the bottom of the sheet. I should be looking at the top of the sheet. We have third Architectural Control and Standards Committee meeting in the Sycamore Room. That's at 9:30. It follows, the tour follows at approximately 11:30. And then United has their Governing Documents Review Committee in the Sycamore Room, and that is at 2 o'clock. Now let's get to the weather. And a little bit cooler week, although today it's going to be pretty nice. I think we're going to be anywhere from about 75 to 77 degrees. Just depending how, if you're watching us in the morning, how quickly this fog kind of subsides. Now, this week, as I just said, it's almost like a June gloom kind of week where we get that fog in the morning. And just, you can see across the board every day, it's going to be the same. Sunny and mild after the morning fog, the coastal fog. The temperatures will begin to slowly go down this week, and we'll actually go below normal. This is probably normal today, mid-70s. So we get to Friday, as you can see, and probably Saturday and Sunday of next week, we're going to be below normal by a few degrees. But overall, just some really nice weather. Let's take a look around Orange County today and other areas. You can see absolutely beautiful out. Once this fog clears, it's going to be wonderful down the beach communities. Although they won't be real warm, you know, they'll be in the upper 60s. It'll be beautiful down there. And the evenings will be absolutely spectacular. Start to see that fog coming back in. Oh, probably about 7 o'clock or so. Isn't that right, Mark? Are you getting the fog down there in Newport? 7:15, all right. And then you can see look at Lake Arrowhead, looking really nice up there. San Diego, nice and warm. So overall, just some beautiful weather. We'll start to see all those temperatures begin to go down as we get towards the end of the week, but real nice out. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. 7:15 starts to come in.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cart Mart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cart Mart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
I'm Dr. Leif Loberg, and I want to welcome you to our brand new facility here in Laguna Woods. We've been serving the community since 2006, and we're super excited to bring you an awesome team of doctors, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Asaturians, Dr. Vian, myself, here to serve you in our brand new state-of-the-art facility. Call us in the morning and we'll get you in the same day, guaranteed.
Looking for for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From our delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there's something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Dr. Christine Chung with 7-Day Dental has served Laguna Woods for 17 years. Her office is close, her staff is the best, and she offers great discounts for Laguna Woods.
I have been a patient of Dr. Christine Chung at 7-Day Dental for 15 years. She and her staff are exceptional.
You may know me from Village Television. I would not go anywhere else for dental care than 7-Day Dental.
7-Day Dental, simply your best choice.
With me right now from Third Mutual is Jules Zalon, and we've got a lot of things to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
And some of this is kind of updates and maybe change of time on things. So welcome. Nice to see you here. I commented about his ascot. He always looks so dapper. Should be going out to a horse race, you know.
Well, what an idea. I'll run right across El Toro.
There you go. All right. First of all, I know that both Third and United has been looking at revising their alteration standards, basically to kind of streamline things, right?
Absolutely. We have 40 separate standards that control alterations.
Right.
And we're regularly revising them as required by changing conditions and new technology. The board recently approved two, we think, important changes. One is concerning fireplaces. Given the increased risk of fires, the fact that burning wood is no good for the atmosphere, and the dangers of fires in creating creosote fires in chimneys, we've substantially altered the requirements. One is that we've actually outlawed, there will no longer be installation of new fireplaces.
Right. Well, can people even do that?
Maybe
the single family.
I know
there's a few single
very
ones.
few of them. There used to be somebody who sold firewood over at the corner of Bake Parkway and Moulton, but they're out of business.
Yes.
They're now putting in that huge new apartment complex.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that place. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, so in addition to banning new fireplaces, we're limiting the alteration of fireplaces just to existing specifications.
Okay.
And finally, we're requiring spark arresters. I mean, it's these are really they reflect the more updated view of fireplaces. They're nice to look at. They remind us of when we were young. It had great smells, but they're really dangerous. They're really bad for the environment. So while existing units are grandfathered in, why look for more trouble?
Yeah, and I know for us, we have a fireplace. I think maybe we moved in that house in late 2004. I think maybe we used it once or twice. I do recall we had a chimney sweep come in shortly after we bought the home. I thought, that's a good idea to have one come in. And I, much to my wife's chagrin, I was asking him to sing the songs from Mary Poppins, but he wouldn't do that.
Well, actually, what they used to do is what they would do is to grab a chicken, hang him by the throat, and drop him down the chimney. He'll flap his hands.
I never
think
heard
that's
that
an
one.
old wives' tale.
Yes, yes. All right.
But creosote fires are really serious
they are.
because
They're
I mean
very
it's
serious.
like they create these huge flakes. They're like gigantic cornflakes.
Right.
And they can burn and really create a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So we're also putting in requiring spark arresters, not just on what used to be new alterations, new additions, but now for everybody.
Okay.
Anyone that has a fireplace has to have a spark arrestor. The other change we've made is on gutters and downspouts. Again, this is maybe a little bit modest, but in order to increase safety and protect the environment, any downspout now, it used to be it just couldn't go on to, it couldn't affect the yard. Now if it affects any kind of a surface, it has to come in conformance.
Okay, all right. And then, so there are standards for that if someone has a downspout?
Yes,
what
there
to do.
are.
Okay.
And also it mandates that all gutters have to be seamless and they have to fit in with the, with the existing gutters on the building.
Okay. You know, a question on that, because, and maybe I'm wrong, isn't technically the outside of the dwelling belong to third? Am I right?
Oh yeah, the outside
So if
does.
somebody wants to put up gutters, do they come and request that to have done, or I'm curious about that.
They would have to. Somebody would have to do it.
Right.
The point is that
Would
primarily...
it be up to third to put it in if they saw a need, saying, you know, we're seeing all this water coming off the roof line, it's deteriorating the landscape here. So is that something that...
The big problems are leaks in the gutters themselves.
Right.
And they create problems. People will complain, staff will come out and, I don't know who has authority.
Okay.
Clearly, the staff has authority to make that determination.
So some landscape updates as well.
Someone once said that the three most important priorities in an HOA are landscape, landscape, and landscape. That may be a bit of an oversimplification, but if you look at some of the letters that have come into the Globe, it's really not far off. We've actually been very, very fortunate. Bruce Hartley is our landscape director. He was not hired as our landscape director.
Right.
But when the position came open, he is a trained arborist.
Okay.
And he's been just terrific in terms of helping us. We're eventually going to have to convert to much more of a desert landscape.
Right.
Because we're using an awful lot of water. Everything turns down to water around here.
Yeah.
And he has a list. It's really interesting. I took a list of some of the new plants for landscapes. They have succulents and ground cover, flowers, shrubs. I don't know, I don't recognize one of every 5 names here, but what we have done, we have a couple of programs, we have a couple of areas right now that are have been desert landscape converted, and we're going to have to do that substantially. It's a big problem for the community because it's expensive.
Yeah. Turf
reduction and desert landscape. But when they built Leisure World 60 years ago, nobody was thinking about water conservation.
Right, right.
And it's really a problem here. We have several long-term programs, including presently now repairing of the slopes. If you look at the entrance to Gate 9, it really is not a very attractive looking way of coming into our community. We want our community to, put its best foot forward. So we have a number of turf reduction.
And slopes are always difficult. It's difficult to keep the plants going on a slope. Of course, the most difficult part of a slope is using water efficiently on the slope. So you got to put in things that require less water and yet still have a nice look about them.
We have many of our slopes are really beautiful. They're covered with flowers, and at this time of year, it's really spring here now.
Yeah.
And it looks great, but they use a lot of water. So slowly we're going to be converting, which brings us to water conservation. The drought emergency is over, but the problem is, as soon as the emergency was over, we were better than the state average. The state average, they were asking a 25% reduction in water usage. We were like 27 to 28%.
Right.
We were doing great. But if you look at the bills since April of last year, our water usage is slowly creeping up to the point where we saved almost no water in December.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to start treating water as an endangered commodity.
Yeah.
Because it's really going to become one. Several members of the Water Committee are going to a water conservation summit this week on Thursday, which is being run by a cohort of water districts, including our own.
Okay.
So, you know, we're still working on that.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Now it brings us to bluebird boxes, and
yes.
we've already shown this piece. I think I had the pleasure of meeting Dan Henson, who is kind of overseeing this, and I learned a lot about the boxes, the bluebirds, and all kinds of things.
So have I. He
Yeah.
sort of came upon it. There was Manny, who originally had had a bluebird club here, and then there was Earl, I forget his last name. He actually enlisted Danny, but Danny has since picked up the cudgel and actually done a tremendous amount of, he's gotten rid of, I think you indicated, 400 or 500 boxes. The problem is that bluebirds have very, very demanding needs.
They do.
Have to have, what, about 3 acres of grassland.
Yeah.
And there is a tension because there were a lot of people that just put up boxes willy-nilly because they like the idea.
Yeah.
Most of those boxes are, you know, really unusable. They not only have to have 3 acres to forage, or else they or their fledges will simply starve.
Yeah.
But they can't be within sight of another bluebird box, because if they sight them, they will start to fight.
Yeah.
So whoever coined the phrase "the bluebird of happiness" was not talking about a bluebird that was looking at another neighboring bluebird.
That's true.
These guys really fight.
Yeah, they do, and they'll go after you. When we were around one of the boxes on the golf course.
Yeah. So at any rate, they finally. It took a while going back and forth, but. I think it's called the Western Bluebird Club
it is.
Of Laguna Woods is now the official Bluebird Authority in GRF. The third board has pushed the whole issue off to the Landscape Committee. We're going to be meeting this week.
Okay.
And I don't want to sound like I'm putting my thumb on the scale, but we're looking very sympathetically at his program. It's really very impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and you know, we finally got the issue organized.
Yeah.
I think he said he removed 400 or 500 boxes. The vast majority of them, you know, were unusable.
They were deteriorated. He came across boxes that unfortunately had dead fledglings in it. I mean, they're just
and wren nests and rodents and all kinds of other stuff. He has since put in about 150 boxes, and they got maybe 3 or more, over 300 fledges.
Yeah.
So whatever he's doing is working. Very exciting.
All right, board vacancies.
We
and this
have
is
2 board vacancies all of a sudden, and this is a tremendous opportunity for someone to become a board member without having to campaign.
Yeah, and if I'm not, well, we know that Bert Moldow went to GRF.
Bert went to GRF. Susie had some personal issues that she wanted to address, and she didn't want it to interfere with what she was doing, so she resigned, sadly.
And both of these, am I right, are for a year and a half about?
Yeah, they're exactly a year and a half.
Okay.
Their terms will be up in October of 19.
Yeah.
Anyone who's interested, it's a very, I can tell you from personal experience, it's a very satisfying experience being on the board.
Yeah.
And, you know, really feeling an important part of the community. It's also a great way to get your picture up on the wall, just like the president in the post office.
There you go.
Right.
Okay, and if they want to do that, they can either come to the community center here and pick up their application.
Yeah,
I think it's online.
Online, or they can ask Catherine at the executive offices. Yes. The deadline for filing the application is the 4th, and on the 8th there will be an actual election.
Okay.
So it's really a good idea. Shepherd's Crook.
Right. Now, we've talked about this before, and along Ridge Route, a lot of reasons. It's the
combination, the Ridge Route and Carlotta coming, there's the furniture stores.
Yes.
And back of the furniture stores is a large grove of trees, and between the grove of trees and the wall is really an area
some video here.
that really is an encampment. And the problem is, although the wall itself is like a 6-foot-high wall, on the inside, on the outside, the ground level is like 2 or 2.5 feet high.
Yeah.
So people can actually vault over either by grabbing onto limbs or throwing a mattress over the barbed wire and just scurrying over. And, you know, it leaves, it basically is a walking invitation to anyone, you know, to come into our our property.
Now, I understood this has got pushed back a little bit. Am I right about that? They're kind of, I thought they were supposed to start on this pretty quick, but then I thought I heard there's going to be pushed back by a few weeks.
It's going to take a long time to do it anyway.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's, as far as I know, it's on schedule.
Okay.
Your heart's got to go out to these people, the homeless. It's a real problem, but it's a problem for the state and the county, not for
Right.
Laguna Woods. I mean, we really can't handle this problem ourselves. Catherine Freshley, the former GRF director, had an interesting idea. She says that there's a labor shortage around the country, and there's homeless people that are looking for jobs.
Yeah.
If there's some way you can put these people together, you really may be cutting down the cost of maintaining the homeless and actually giving them jobs. There was a report that the Orange County Register did
Yes. Yeah, I saw that.
recently, and most of the people are just economically destitute. I mean, they can't get jobs. But there's truck driver jobs over half the country. Texas and Utah are looking for drivers.
Right.
Florida's looking for construction people. There are manufacturing jobs all over the country
there
that
are.
going
Yeah.
begging because people, they can't get enough workers, even though they're going to train them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there are farmers. I mean, the homeless could clearly do those jobs. Of course, it's a whole nother cohort.
Yeah.
And those are the illegal, the undocumented immigrants.
Yeah.
But I don't think President Trump is going to have an epiphany anytime soon.
No.
I don't
So,
think he's going to have an epiphany.
The last thing you want to talk about is to amend Davis Sterling.
Yes.
And of course, what I believe the thrust of this is changing the 30-day waiting period on whenever you have a resolution.
Well, there's
to
three
28
items.
days.
There's
I know that's
three,
one of them.
Yeah, there's three items. Two of them are technical. One of them is just to reduce the 30-day requirement to 28 days to handle the problem of a short month.
Right.
So
Right.
that we don't have to wait 2 months in order to
Right.
put something into effect. Another one is, I mean, again, it's a no-brainer. Right now, we can accept decisions by our members by email, but they have to actually write in, sign their name, and mail it in. What we're hoping to do is to change the law in order
Okay.
to allow them to use email to agree to use email. It's relatively simple.
Okay.
There is a third one, however, and that concerns how we run elections.
Right.
Right. At this point, there's some dispute as to what the law really means. The common knowledge is that even if you have, like, for example, like we have 3 board vacancies coming up in October. Even if there are only 3 candidates, we have to go through
Right.
really a senseless secret ballot election, which could cost between $10,000 and $20,000. There is a group of people that believe that, and I'm one of them, that believes that we really should be following and can follow our bylaws. Our bylaws say that when the number of candidates is equal to or less than the number of vacancies, they're simply declared. Right. Right now, hopefully, the statute will be amended and it'll become academic.
Okay.
If it's not academic, the issue may have to be raised again.
Okay. All right. Very good. A lot of stuff. Thank you very much for coming on, Jules. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. And Third's next regular monthly meeting isn't until next month in May. So if you'd like to attend that, we'll have the date for you. But I appreciate you coming on. And remember, if you are interested, there are 2 open vacancies right now.
Very important.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to see you, sir.
It's
Take
good
care.
to see
We'll
you.
be right back.
Did you know that we are living longer, healthier lives than ever before? And did you know that social interaction, brain stimulation, and exercise improve your quality of life? Did you know the Saddleback College Emeritus Institute offers 200 tuition-free classes to older adults in South Orange County? With over 30-plus locations between Lake Forest and San Clemente, it has never been easier to take advantage of your third act of life. Sign up today.
Mother's Day is coming, and Diane's Hallmark is just the place to get Mom a gift that shows how much you care. Our women's department has gifts for that special someone, including clothing, jewelry, Vera Bradley, and Bagolini handbags, Crabtree and Evelyn, and many other great gifts for Mom. Don't forget that our religious department carries a great selection of Christian gifts and Bibles as well. Diane's Hallmark is a gold crown store. Come in and experience our personalized service. We're located on Alicia Parkway next to Hobby Lobby.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Join the American Parkinson's Disease Association for the Southern California Optimism Walk on Saturday, April 28th, and help raise funds and awareness that will make a difference. Join us at the beautiful South Coast Botanic Garden for a fantastic day filled with inspiration and hope. Register online or call us for more details.
Well, the mayor of the city of Laguna Woods is here today, Carol Moore, and she's got a lot to talk about the city. And of course, last Friday was the senior summit. She was one of the guest speakers there. Am I right?
I did. I introduced our 5th district, Lisa Bartlett, supervisor.
Yeah, I heard it was quite a success.
Probably, I think it was the largest turnout they've had. This was the 11th annual too, so it was. Sometimes those things are going down. This one's doing the opposite. It looks to me like the attendance is getting even better. So
I know, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know overall the message of it was really about being prepared, being safe, and things like that. We, of course, from here, we had Tim Moy was there, and of course Lisa Bartlett, and I believe folks from the Emeritus and all kinds of different things.
Alzheimer's spoke. They're located here too. And the South County outreach was there, the Meals on Wheels people. And so we had a lot of local people speaking on things that are going on here and how we help.
Yeah, and I want to mention that if you didn't get to see it, we are going to play the Senior Summit for you on May 5th, 13th, 22nd, 24th, and 30th.
Those are the major speakers?
Oh, yeah, all the major. Yeah, we don't show, sometimes there's kind of a recess in between. We don't show that, but yeah, all the speakers and everything else. So, yeah, I don't know exactly once they put it together how long it'll be, but I'm sure it'll be probably close to 2 hours. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good information.
All right, what's going on with the city?
Okay, kind of rehashing what went on at our meeting, periodically the city reviews our permit schedule. And we bring in a specialist and he reviews it to make sure our delivery of services, we're meeting that, and also that our fees are in line with our costs. And so we did that. He reviewed it and there were some adjustments there. So that's basically it. And that includes the encroachment fees, which are the permits that have to be issued when SCE or someone like that comes in. So that's part of it too. And those actually went down, as I recall. So they're just adjustments.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
And, a question on that, and I don't know if the city, I know GRF and the city have been working together on a few things. And one of them is maybe seeing about getting the city permits office over here, or having somebody, so it's kind of a one-stop shop. People get, as you know, you're a resident here.
That you can't do though, because
that the permits,
Oh, just to look at how it works. The state, it actually sets the standards.
Okay.
They're passed by
All
the
right.
legislators, and the legislators then send that to the cities and the counties to enforce it. So it's not a.
It's not as easy. It's not as simple as it.
No,
we would like it to be.
It actually
Yeah.
would, to me, and maybe I'm incorrect. To me, that would be a conflict because you can't have the people who are receiving the permit being the people who issue the permit.
Yeah.
That's a little, seems to me that would not be a good idea, but
Okay.
anyway, I think that would be a difficult thing to have happen.
All
so.
right. Yeah, I know that's something that's been talked about because some of you might remember that you were on Third, you were the president of Third, you're a resident here.
Right.
So you've seen both sides of all this.
I do. You're right, because you understand, and it's frustrating if you're the homeowner and
Yeah.
you want to change your water heater. You think we always put our own water heater in. This is ridiculous. Why do I have to do this? And this is a result of state regulations. So you can't do that. You there are things we're checking now, and but we don't have. This community is mainly, although there are some, we are mainly electric. But the gas water heaters specifically found far more regulations. And then, of course, there are the straps, too. We have the straps now in case there's an earthquake. So those regulations change. In some instances, you may feel like they're excessive, but I try to remind people of the tale of two cities. We had the earthquake in Japan, and you had one in Ecuador, and there was far less damage in Japan because they had building code regulations.
Yeah. No,
so
you're absolutely right.
It's a line. You have to try to balance it. Safety.
Yeah, the codes are there for a reason.
They are. We don't want excess, but we want to be safe.
Yes. So
All right.
Earth Week?
So, all right, Earth Week. Earth Day actually was on Sunday, and so for many, they celebrated the previous week.
Yes, they did.
For some, actually, they took Sunday and then started this week. So it depends on how you. We get 2 weeks, and it's not too much in my estimation to think about the Earth and what we need to take care of. This Saturday, along that line, I'm going to talk about it because this Saturday is the Take Back Drugs, and that event is at the City of Laguna Woods, the Orange County Sheriff's Department, the Drug Enforcement Administration. They're hosting a national prescription medication Take Back Day, and it's going to be from 10 until 2 at Laguna Woods. You can bring anything in that you have. It could be even for your pets. There's no question. It's better if it's, please don't bring it in your prescription container itself. Bring it in something else would be better. Everything except the unused, that's all the unused and expired prescription medications, and it's anonymous, no questions asked, but it doesn't include the sharps. But we have a sharps program, and you can come during the week to bring your sharps, and that would be needles for people who are taking injections and so forth. Those should be in some kind of a container, not a plastic bag, some kind of a container that protects, that it can't pierce the container.
Yeah.
And it could be a plastic bottle or something of that nature.
Yeah, that's a
but
good,
those can be brought during the
Okay.
week. And if you have any questions on either of these, the Take Back prescription, please call 714-647-4133. You can call the city at any time on any of that. Some of it's on the website too, as I saw it there.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
there's
I
a
think
good
that's
exchange,
point.
by the way, that same day, where people bring items that they feel like someone else might have use of, and then they might find something there that they would like to have. So that takes place on the very same day. Going back to the Earth Week, we also have on Wednesday a field trip. Those people who've already signed up, we are taking a bus which is departing from Clubhouse 1, and we are going to Sakwa. And Sakwa is, we know, most people in our community, at least many understand that El Toro Water provides our service for both our sanitation and our fresh water. And they also recycle our, because of that, they have recycled from the very beginning. We recycled on the golf course, and then later now we're taking that recycled throughout the community, or most areas of the community. There is an issue with waste, and at the end, El Toro Water takes the time to clean that water up, and they clean it to a higher degree now so that we can use it on our landscape. However, there's still material left over, and that material is hauled to SACWA, South Orange County Wastewater Authority. And so we're going to take a trip down to a field trip to SACWA, give an opportunity to see how that's handled there. And then our way back, we're stopping off at Dairy Fork, and the Dairy Fork project, our money, our tax money in this area, we chose to use it to develop the Dairy Fork project. The Dairy Fork project is cleaning up, I've mentioned this before, the storm runoff.
Yeah.
So that they can see how the facility, it's right here along Moulton, and it also is done, naturally with plants.
That is a really neat location.
It is.
Yeah, it becomes, am I right that there's some trails around there that you can walk around?
Well, you can walk along the edge there.
Yeah.
I don't know that they encourage people down in there as much, but they do,
Yeah.
because they are bringing back turtles and reptiles and amphibians that had lived there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a nice project, and for us to have an opportunity to see, and people did sign up.
Yeah.
So.
All right, the library, how's that?
The library. Okay, the library, we're still, I've mentioned it, and our library is one of the most highly used in the county. We get a
Really?
It's very crowded
Wow.
in there. The number of checkouts, people using the using our computers, because remember, to get a job today, you probably are going to be using a computer to find, where the jobs are located. You don't look under want ads as much anymore. You can, but I think they're in the Globe perhaps, but not in the major newspapers. So the library is very, very busy, and we've outgrown our space, and we're looking for people who would be willing to support the library, and we have a nonprofit specifically for that. So. And
are you still looking for an additional space somewhere?
Yes, we are. Definitely want.
In the Willow Tree.
Yeah, that would be nice if we could find something there. That would be really.
Yeah.
That'd be helpful. So.
Very good. Now, of course, the dog park.
The dog
I haven't
park.
heard about the dog park.
You might want to hear what happened this weekend, because it was not a pleasant thing. We had a break and water, about 500 gallons of water soaked the areas. We had to close off the existing one. And of course the plans for the new one are almost ready. Well, I think they are ready actually. What we're looking at now is the grading for the runoff for the new dog park. And that has to be done. We can't have problems with that. So that is being taken care of, and probably the dog parks looks like it's not going to be on schedule. So things are moving along, and there are people who serve on that committee, and they're being helpful and supportive, and so that's moving along.
Yeah, that's real nice. Just in general, the city is, I know eventually, although the mayor won't tell me what it's going to be, where the, what was this called, the buffet over here?
Actually, we can talk
You can
about
tell me now?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's going to be a surprise because it's a swim group. I know.
A swim group?
I know. This is the first one. I think it's the Goldfish Club.
You know what? I have to tell you.
Go ahead.
We were watching, my daughter and I, whatever channel, the Disney Channel this morning, and I saw an ad for them. I'd never seen it before. So I know exactly what you're talking about because I saw their ad this morning.
Well, that's what it is. And what did they talk about? You might as well.
Well, it's basically beginning swimming. That's why it's called Goldfish for 1-year-olds up to maybe 6, 7, 8-year-olds, whatever it may be. And from what I understand, they're becoming affiliated. There's a lot of different swim things around here, but they're kind of becoming a national brand, so to speak. And and so they're going to be digging out a pool in there.
It seems,
and they're all indoors, from what I've seen.
It is.
Yeah.
It is indoors.
Wow.
Right. I know. It seems
I never would have guessed that.
The shopping centers have changed so much, haven't they?
Yes, they have.
From 5 years ago, who would have thought you were seeing some of these new businesses coming in? But that's exactly what it is, and it seems like an unusual location too. But apparently, they do their marketing, and they know, and they were really.
That's really cool.
It is. It is.
And talk about serendipity. The first time I ever heard about it was on an ad this morning, and here you are talking about it. Wow.
Yeah.
Really neat.
Yeah, it is. All
Yeah.
right. And then I didn't mention that we did recognize in April is the recognition of the Holocaust.
Okay.
And we did give a moment of silence for that, and also the Armenian Holocaust.
That's right.
The recognition of that.
Yeah.
So that both of those items were on our list. So I think that pretty well covers what we don't forget about Saturday. Then the take back medications and the good exchange.
Yeah. Very good. Good to see you.
Thank you so
very much.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you on.
Thank you
and,
for being knowledgeable on that and asking that question. It's ironic.
Yeah, it really is. How about that?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Say hi
Thank
to
you.
everyone on the City
All
Council
right,
for
I
me,
will.
and we'll be right back.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
At El Toro Pharmacy, your health needs and your quality of life is our top priority. We can be trusted with all your prescription needs, delivered free to your doorstep. Call us to have your prescription transferred. We will take care of everything. No hassle to you. We are a full-service pharmacy carrying all your over-the-counter medicines at competitive prices. And we offer complete diabetic care and your immunization requirements too. Under new management, come visit us in Moulton Plaza. El Toro Pharmacy will never be undersold, and we offer the finest after-sales services.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sean Thomas. Welcome to Sports Talk. Come join me here every Thursday at 11:30 a.m. for sports highlights, tournament news, and interviews for Laguna Woods residents and around the world. Hey, maybe even Broadway. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. Put it on your calendar. Thursday mornings, a great way to start your day with me and the Sports Talk way. Or even a triple's okay. I'll see you then.
Trying to figure out which of our possessions are valuable can be a challenge. For 35 years, we have worked and consulted with our friends in Laguna Woods to help organize their possessions and heirlooms. South Bay Jewelry has established trust to organize your possessions and heirlooms, guiding you with your most valuable items to help decide what to sell and appraise and preserve your legacy. South Bay Jewelry, next door to OPA in Aliso Viejo.
Welcome back. Well, with him right now is Eric Woolery. Now, Eric is the current auditor controller here in Orange County. He is also an incumbent candidate for that position coming up. Welcome.
Hi.
Nice to have you on today.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Yeah, so let's first talk about, there's a lot of different departments within the county and cities and all that often don't get a lot of press about them so much, and people don't know exactly what they do. The name's kind of sufficient here, but tell us what the auditor controller does and why is it so important?
Well, it's important that it's independent for a lot of reasons. We have three main functions. We are the county's top accountant, so we're looking into keeping fiscal responsibility and integrity in the system. We also are the calculator of property tax. So the assessor assesses, but that data comes into my office, and then we calculate that out, and we make sure that's accurate as well. And we also have the county's audit function, where we look into the different departments, make sure they're using best practices, provide management services to support the board and the county's management.
Okay, would you also look into the authorities, meaning the fire authority, or are they separate, and the sheriffs, or are they kind of considered separate?
Our authority is a little different with those, because the fire authority is a JPA, Joint Powers Authority, and how we look at that is I have to make sure they get audited every year. And once they send me their audit, then we're good. If they don't, then I have the authority and the duty to go in and audit them myself.
Okay, all right. Now, one of the things that you talk about and that you're proud of is the taxpayer watchdog. You can see we got the logo up there.
The Jameson. Yes.
Yeah, and you talked about the importance of your office, but it's about how is this money being spent? Is it being regulated, or is it following the regulations and being put where it should?
Correct. Yeah, and the taxpayer watchdog is, when I came to office, I felt like I was the watchdog for the citizens, keeping an eye on that tax money and make sure that it's spent properly, legally, et cetera. And we use the taxpayer watchdog logo and everything as a constant reminder to myself and to the staff in my office on who we work for, which is the taxpayer, and who should foremost be in our mind. Further that program, we have community events like town halls, where we try to create that fiscal literacy, because government finance, as you know, can be very Byzantine and very difficult to understand. And in order to get that good engagement with the citizens, we want to bring that to them and kind of do the nuts and bolts so they understand what's going on.
Yeah, and I think it's very important. Now, you were elected, if I'm right, back in 4 years ago.
2014, yes.
What did you do prior to that?
I was the head of administration for the Riverside County District Attorney's Office.
Oh, okay.
So I had county experience working in the public protection arena.
What made you come down to Orange County? Did you live up there and move down here?
I'm a longtime resident of Orange. 20 years ago, I was elected to the county school board as part of the bankruptcy, after the bankruptcy, to help clean up
the 90s, right?
Some of the issues that had gone on then. I've always been engaged in politics here in Orange County, and when the previous auditor controller retired, it opened up an opportunity, and several friends who are involved in politics said, we always thought you would be great for that job, so you should run for it. And we had a spectacular result, out of 5 candidates, me being one, I got 57%, which we actually looked back in the history of electoral in Orange County, and they couldn't find anybody with a result that was that commanding.
Yeah, exactly. Plus you cut down on your commute, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's talk about a couple issues. One of them, because it was in the news, is that your office was being sued, or there was allegations that you were using taxpayer money or something to shuttle your kids around or something like that.
And it was a political stunt by my opponent. I was named in a lawsuit with the county.
Right.
My opponent, as soon as we got it before a judge, I was dropped off of the lawsuit.
Yes, you were.
And my opponent is running, and wants the voters, taxpayers, to elect her to oversee a department where she was fired.
Okay, because she was in your department, am I right?
Director of Internal Audit.
All right.
And so I just say, if you are going to be transparent with the voters, you should release your termination letter and your personnel documents so that the voters can make it and judge for themselves on your qualifications.
Okay, very good. And of course, Eric himself cannot talk about that for various reasons.
Exactly, because it's an ongoing suit.
Like any kind of job or something where people are let go and all. If they want to talk about it, they can.
Well, and it's frustrating. I want the truth to come out, but I got to protect the taxpayers by not talking about these things.
Of course. Now, let's talk about another issue, because it's always in the news every couple of years, is Proposition 13. And the reason it always seems to be getting in the news is they're around the state. Sometimes there's certain county and city leaders saying we got to relook at that. There are others that are saying no.
I agree. Prop 13 needs to be protected. Right now they're attacking it. There's always these little attacks with the split roll and everything that come in. About a year ago, there was a study out of a real estate group out of the Bay Area, and I took them to task because I found flaws in their assessment, and they said, hey, Prop 13 needs to go up because there's a disparity in taxes, like between Laguna Beach and I think the city of Beaumont was their examples. I did some studies, and I went back to when Prop 13 passed in 1978 and 79, and I found that the sales tax and the income tax rates in the state were much lower than they are today. So what's happened is government, in order to even out its spending, has raised the other two taxes. There's 3 big taxing ways: property tax, sales tax, income tax. So what happened is the state has taken into account Prop 13 by raising these other tax revenue sources. So to get rid of the Prop 13 protections would be a little disingenuous without putting additional protections on sales and income taxes. Otherwise, we're just taking more money to pay for a lot of things. And that's why, I get back to my watchdog. I want people to be engaged and understand where that money is being spent. So then if they want to raise taxes, they have a better idea of what that's going for.
Okay.
As opposed to, just unknown spending.
Yeah, exactly. So probably more than likely, it's in the near future, it's probably going to stay as it is because as they say,
it's like a third rail.
It's a third rail, yeah, definitely. Well, I appreciate you coming on, and
my pleasure.
Of course, the primary is coming up in June, and you've been doing this now for 4 years. You've got a lot of experience behind you.
Okay.
And if people want to go to your website, is it just Eric Willery?
ocauditor.com.
Okay, so that is your website.
No, that's the county's website, and that's where they could get a lot of our reports on audits and our citizens report and anything else about the county's finances.
Okay, and you also have your own candidacy website.
Yeah, right? I think that's...
I think I have it up there. Eric Willery. That's pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
pretty easy to remember, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Sir, thank you very much for letting
you.
us know what this office is all about, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for your time.
Take care. We'll be right back.
Bye.
We'll get you unhooked in just a minute.
Hi, I'm Darla, your new neighbor with Laguna Health and Wellness. We're here to share with you our passion, a better way to care for your body. We specialize in a better way to treat chronic pain, anxiety, major diseases, aging, circulation and detox issues for overall better health. We can also make you look younger with our state-of-the-art hydrofacial acupuncture facelifts with 0 downtime. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
At South County Lexus, we really are different. We're California's exclusive Lexus Plus dealer. Lexus Plus is a new way of doing business. At a Lexus Plus dealer, you can expect an upfront, negotiation-free, hassle-free price right on the vehicle. The same price you'll find on our website, all the way through the transaction. At South County Lexus, we feel this is the way of the future, and this is the way the customer prefers to do business. South County Lexus, your exclusive Lexus Plus dealer. Different, just like you.
My father was a quiet man, and honesty was premier. Prior to his passing, it was emotional. The folks at O'Connor made it easier. They just went over and above and helped me get through this. If you have to go through this process, stop by O'Connor. You will not be disappointed.
At O'Connor Mortuary, our commitment is to serve our community with care and compassion.
Freedom Village Assisted Living celebrates life. Meet your new neighbors as you are supported 24/7 with licensed nurses and caregivers. We offer a loving, caring staff who provide personalized care, including medication management. Energize your life with stimulating activities and a 5-star menu created by our award-winning chef. Freedom Village Assisted Living is open to the public and offers short-term respite stays. Call today to see the Freedom Village difference for yourself.
Well, coming up today, our movie is called Breathe, and above everything else, this is really a love story of Robin and Diana Cavendish, an adventurous couple who refuse to give up in the face of a devastating disease. What happens is the husband here contracts polio. This was before the days of the vaccine. I think this takes place in about the 1920s, 1930s or so. And the other side of the story is about the way it was treated back then, how they just thought, well, you know, their life is going to be sitting in bed for the rest of their life. But there was a particular doctor who comes up with an idea of really the first mobile device, a respirator that people can get out in a wheelchair. And, well, he's not really favored by most of the medical community here. So this is really kind of a movie about two different things, and really great. Good actors in this. Andrew Garfield, he plays Robin Cavendish and Claire Foy. She plays Diana. And this came out last year. It's rated PG-13, brought to you by Hogue, and it's about 118 minutes. So that will be today at 2 o'clock and also at 6 o'clock. Now, our Friday movie is Molly's Game. This is based on a true story. By the way, the other one was based on a true story as well. This one, however, is totally different. There was the Olympic-class skier, Molly Broom, who ran the world's most exclusive high-stakes poker game and became an FBI target. Jessica Chastain stars in this. Kevin Costner is in this as well. Came out last year. It is rated R for some adult situations and language. But again, this was a true story. And if you ever saw the movie Ocean's 11, beginning of that movie, there's a high-stakes game going on, and it has some celebrities playing themselves in that. Well, that part of that movie was actually based on this. And of course, the rest of the movie was totally different. But this did really happen, and it's kind of an exciting movie. And as I said, it's about 140 minutes, came out last year. So that will be our Friday movie at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. Hey, I mentioned when the mayor was on about the Senior Summit and our airing of that, and we're going to be airing that coming up in May 5 different times: Saturday, May 5th, Sunday, May 13th, Tuesday, May 22nd, Thursday, May 24th, and Wednesday, May 30th. So you have a lot of different chances to watch that, and it was more than a full house down there. They had a great turnout, so you'll be able to see that if you weren't able to get down there and enjoy it. So we will be showing that to you. Now, also coming up, I want to tell you quickly, May 5th, Kentucky Derby heading to Clubhouse 5. This is a really fun event, and they always get a lot of people going to this. Tickets are $21. They're going to have Kentucky-style, as they say, Kentucky-style grub, appetizers, and all kinds of different things to have. If you want, you can buy some wonderful mint juleps. That would be my reason for going right there. The 144th running of the Roses for the Kentucky Derby. You can enjoy that. Now, you can also enjoy this weather. Beautiful, really, a little bit cooler. Today should be, as we had yesterday, mid-70s or so. We're getting that morning fog and late evening fog coming in, and keeping us a little bit cooler this week as we go forward. Each day we might go down by a couple degrees, but overall it will be beautiful weather. And once that fog parts, we'll have mostly sunny skies out there, and the fog will return, later in the early evening, like 7:30, 8 o'clock or so. So beautiful. Get down to the beaches if you can. We're only a month away from all the pageants down there, which are a lot of fun, but it's a lot of crowds too. So if you get a chance, head down to the beaches. What a wonderful time to get down there. Just bring maybe a light jacket or a sweater when that fog comes in. All right, we will see you tomorrow. We're going to have a doctor on from Saddleback Medical Center, the Village String Band, Emeritus, and Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.